Hi guys, welcome back to my channel Lush Foliage. So in today's video I'm going to show you another beautiful Aglaonema. Now I'm not very sure because the seller said that this is called as the Aglaonema Diamond, but I'm not very sure. But it looks absolutely beautiful. Now guys, I'll tell you one thing about this Aglaonema. You remember I've shown you the green ones. The green ones are more beginner friendly Aglaonemas, but these can be a little bit tricky, especially for people who are from a very dry environment. Like even I'm from a very dry environment, I usually used to find them very difficult, but these days they are working out really well. I did not purchase pink Aglaonemas before because I was quite worried about the environment, but then as I started to mist a lot of my plants during the afternoon, I seen there was a lot of improvement in my foliage plant, so I decided I'll buy this Aglaonema. Now this Aglaonema prefers a good amount of indirect bright light, filtered light. They will not do well in shade. Most of our green Aglaonemas will do very well in indirect bright light or a little bit of less light as well, because the green Aglaonemas are also called as the Chinese evergreen. They will do well in less light as well, but not these varieties that have a lot of strong color on them. Apart from that, you cannot keep them in direct sunlight. Again, the same thing happened because of the wind. My green shade cloth happened to fly off. This was kept under the green shade cloth in order for it to get a good amount of indirect bright light, very bright light, but the green shade cloth happened to fly off. So you can see because of the sun what has happened. It got burnt over here with that direct sunlight. Now the direct sunlight was basically around 11 a.m. 12, which is supposed to be very mild, but still it happened to burn the Aglaonema leaf. You can see that, but overall the plant is doing quite well. I have moved the plant. I'll have to set up the green shade cloth once again. Now talking about watering, do not keep this plant underwatered. They don't prefer to be underwatered. They are not drought tolerant, so the soil has to have an even moisture but not soggy wet. Soggy wet will lead to a root rot, so you need to maintain a slight amount of moisture but not too much of water in the pot. The soil should be loose, porous and well draining. Excess water should drain out from the drain hole, maintaining a slight amount of moisture. Whenever you see around 1 to 2 inches of the upper layer of soil is dry, you can go ahead and do a complete watering. Pest issues, I haven't seen much pest issue on this Aglaonema, but ideally if you have other pests in the garden, probably that will attack the plant. So always do a visual check once in 2 weeks or once in 3 weeks. Propagation, you might have seen ample amount of videos. I will put the link in the description below. You can check it out. The best method is by root division. They tend to put out a lot of offshoots. This one probably will take a longer time. These are hybrids. They take a very long time to put new growth. So we will have to keep a watch because this plant is very young at this point of time. So it's going to take a while. Now talking about the soil, as I said, it has to be loose, porous, well draining. So I've used a mix of coco peat, garden soil, sand and perlite. Perlite is little less in this, but there are still small grains you'll be able to see. So coco peat is going to maintain that slight amount of moisture because I am from a very dry environment. So only using garden soil, sand and perlite will not help. So I use a generous amount of coco peat to maintain that slight amount of moisture. Now talking about temperature and humidity, as I said, they are plants that love a good amount of humidity. They do quite well in areas like Mumbai, Kerala, Kolkata, Chennai, basically coastal areas, especially in Kerala because this plant was purchased from Kerala. And in Kerala, these plants do quite well because of course the humidity is always above 80%. Unlike in my city during summers, the humidity can fall up to 20%. So that is a little bit dangerous. So I have to keep very close eye on the plant and ensure that there is a good amount of humidity. You can keep a tray with pebbles and water in it and keep the pot above it so that it can give a little bit of humidity, or you can club a lot of plants together. That's what I'm doing. There are a lot of plants clubbed around it to give that humidity for the plant. But as I said, if you are a beginner and you do not have a lot of experience with Aglaonemas, don't go for these varieties right away. Start with the green ones because the green ones are very easy to take care. They're very beginner friendly plants. These are a little bit difficult, especially if you are from a very dry environment. If you are a beginner and if you're living in the coastal area, most probably this plant will do quite well because you already have a good amount of humidity. But for people who are from a very dry environment, it can be a little tricky to take care of it at the initial stage. So that's all about it, guys. It's pretty simple. Always remember, aglaonemas are toxic, so ensure you're keeping this plant away from the reach of small children and pets. Other than that, if you want to buy aglaonemas, you can start off with the green varieties. You can even buy the red lipstick. I have seen that the red lipstick is much easy with colors, but these or the white ones or the red ones can be a little tricky for beginners. So guys, that's all about it. I hope that this video was helpful to you. If it was, please hit the like button, and if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing to it. Until then, take care, stay safe, and keep propagating.